Hey, Greg, why are you coming here looking like that? You know that today is the day of our class reunion, right?
Huh? Who is this?
This is Jan Witherton.
Jan Witherton?
Well, this isn't my parents' last name, so I'm sure you won't know who I am. Jan Smith.
Oh, Jan Smith, huh? It's been a very long time.
But I'm married now, so you can call me by my new last name, Witherton.
So if you're talking to me right now after such a long time, that must mean you're here right now at the reunion as well, right?
I am, you idiot.
Then you shouldn't have to be texting me right now, right? You can come over to me and talk in person.
The reason I'm texting you right now is because I don't want to come over to you.
Huh?
Are you going to tell me that old heap of garbage truck you showed up in today is yours?
That's right, but what does that have to do with anything?
Are you serious? My God. I cannot believe you'd show up to your class reunion in a truck like that, still wearing your raggedy work clothes.
So that's what all of this is about. Well, before the reunion started, I had a job come up that I needed to be at, so there was no time for me to get changed after my work was done.
You didn't change your clothes because you're too poor to have proper clothing, right?
What?
If I remember correctly, your house is filled with all sorts of old and disgusting furniture because your parents could never afford to get anything new.
Now that you're saying that again, it reminds me of how often you picked on me back in school because of my house.
Well, come on. Did you see your place? You've been living in that same place ever since we all started elementary school, and I was certain that house would cave in on itself at some point before we all graduated high school.
Well, right now my older brother and his wife have that house, and I'm living downtown near the bus station. Don't you remember back when we all finished elementary school, I moved into a new place with my family? We ended up getting a house downtown near the bus station where there was a shop on the first floor and then our house was on the second floor. Well, my parents opened that secondhand furniture store on the first floor when we moved in.
So that's what happened to that old house.
Since my parents run the place on the first floor of the building, and since I have a job of my own, I have no desire to work for them.
I see. So your parents must have seen just how much of a useless idiot you really are and made sure not to let you work in that store with them, right?
That's not the reason for it at all. I'm just saying that I have wants of my own, and one of those is to work a different kind of job than that.
So in other words, what you're saying is that you failed to do the job they asked you to do, and so now you're left doing some stupid work that you want to do. I totally get it now. Such a great feeling, right?
So, no matter what I try and say about myself, you seem to only want to make it seem as though I'm a failure.
And another thing, it's starting to smell like sweat in here now. It must be a pretty rough life having to work hard for such little income every day, right? I guess life for you is totally different from the life a CEO's wife like me gets to live.
You're the wife of a CEO? So your husband runs a company somewhere and you're able to live easily as his wife?
That's it. And that really expensive-looking car parked out front is the car that my husband bought for me. It must be crazy to see someone like me living their life on easy mode when you're stuck having to drive a run-down truck like that and work every day in those stinky clothes as a poor person.
I can tell that you have no idea what being poor is really like, and that's fine. But I hold a lot of respect for the job I do, and I feel as though the life I have right now doesn't make me a poor person in any way.
Really? Even though you just showed up to your class reunion in sweaty work clothes and a falling-apart pickup truck?
I only came here today in my work clothes and that truck because I got a job last minute that I needed to go help with. So that has nothing to do with the man I've become. And after I'd finished that job, I didn't have time to head all the way back home to get changed, so that's why I came dressed in my work clothes and everything. And as for the truck and these clothes, they're all from my job.
Oh, come on now. What kind of work are you helping with that requires you to have that crappy truck and such smelly clothes?
Near the bus station downtown, there's that produce store that happens to be busy every day, right? Well, currently, a friend of mine who's a farmer isn't doing so well, so I went out to his farm to grab the produce he planned to sell today and drove it into town to be placed in that store before coming here. The store is on the way, so I had no problem doing that for him.
You can tell me any kind of excuse you'd like.
Jan, if all you plan to do is make poor comments about me due to your delusions all day, do you mind just shutting up?
Huh? Delusions?
I really want to put down my phone now so that I can get back to talking with my old friends, so this is where we'll be ending things.
Who cares what you want, you moneyless loser? You're the most disgusting person I've ever come across. What was up with that? You had wanted time to talk to all your old friends today, but now you're sneaking out? Maybe after talking to everyone for a bit, they started to realize just how much of a moneyless loser you really are, and so you snuck away in embarrassment? Well, it's totally okay for you to not come to the after party, all right? If a loser like you had to come to a party with all of us in those sweaty clothes of yours, well, you get what I'm trying to say, right?
Well, actually, the only reason I had to leave is that I have some more work to get done now, and so I had no other choice. But if you still want to doubt what I'm saying, go ahead and ask some of the people I was talking to, and they'll say the same thing.
You actually think I'm going to go check on what's happened to you? I do not have the time to go out asking why a poor person like you had to leave the party.
That's right, but now that we both understand one another, can you stop texting me about this?
Huh?
I am a bit jealous that you get to be the wife of a CEO and all that, but don't think that means I care to talk with you.
And you should be jealous. I'm like a celebrity to all of you guys. Unlike a moneyless loser like you, I live in a completely different world filled with fancy and gorgeous things.
And a true celebrity would never care to talk with me the way you are now.
Excuse me?
To tell it to you straight, you're being indecent.
What the hell did you just say?
Do you really think you have it in you to be the wife of a CEO? Because a true wife of one would be helping him with his company rather than using his image to boost your own. Let's put it this way, if I was your husband and I was a CEO and all you did as my wife was spend my money and make fun of others, then I'd probably say that I don't need you as my wife anymore.
Don't need me?
That's right, don't need ya. Right. Now that we're talking about your husband and his job as a CEO, can you go ahead and tell him that he is in debt $7 million to all of his customers and that those relations will be halted for the time being?
Huh? $7 million?
Of course, he'll be told by other companies as well here soon, but it would be nice of you as his wife to inform him of all this.
Is this like a downturn?
In your case, you're much like your husband's employees, where you're given money by him like a salary every month, right? Well, since your income is on the line much like the rest of your husband's employees, it'd be best that you start to understand the state of his company a bit more.
Greg! What the hell does this mean? How are you the #1 customer to my husband's company?
So you finally talked with your husband about this?
I sure the hell have! Just when I thought you were trying to play games with me by saying all of that about my husband, I went and asked him myself to see what was going on.
So you thought that I was just messing around then?
I just thought that you were trying to make up for losing to me and tried to lie about my husband's job. But when I went to my husband with all of this, he turned ghost white. He told me that a project he had been working on worth $7 million had started to go downhill.
And as for that project, he had come to my company asking for us to help take part in it to come out with a success. And at first I thought that the partnership would be good for us and that we'd just have to work with his company like any other project had been. But when I saw the information regarding the project from him, well, let's just say that what he had been wanting was unobtainable and that he was way in over his head.
It was that bad then?
Yes. He didn't even have any plans yet for the marketing side of the project, and that alone showed me that he had no faith in even getting this project to go anywhere. And so that's why I ended up saying no to his offer of us working together. But before I even had the chance to give him my answer, he already had his company working on the project and everything, thinking I'd join in. This should be common sense for anyone, but when someone already starts working on something without even getting notice of their partner's will to work alongside them or not, it's not a good sign for things to come. So, after seeing all of this from your husband and his company, I lost faith in doing any more work with him, and so I canceled all projects that were already ongoing with his company and will no longer be a customer of his. And I made sure to have that notice sent to his company the other day.
What the hell? So this is what ended up happening?
I'll have you know on a personal level that your husband has got guts for jumping on a project like that without overthinking things. But when it comes to business, you can't be too hasty like that. It can spell doom for any company when they aren't quite ready yet. And that's why I'd no longer like to do business with him and his company.
What the hell does he think he's doing? Hey, Greg. You guys, did you all move out of that house?
Huh? Oh, geez, it's you again, Mrs. Jan Witherton. It's been, what, half a year now since we last chatted?
It's Smith again.
Huh?
I divorced that man today. His company ended up going bankrupt, so I made sure that he paid for doing something so selfish as losing his company while married to me.
Okay.
So you guys moved out of that house?
Why are you asking me something like that?
I know that back in elementary school, your family moved downtown and opened up that used furniture store near the station, but now it's gone and has been turned into an apartment building.
Well, my parents moved their store, and when they did that, they sold that place to a housing company. Well, I didn't know they were going to tear that place down and turn it into an apartment building, though, so that's news to my ears. Does this mean that you went to our old house and tried looking for me?
I sure did, and I thought that it would still be your house, and that's why I came all the way over here looking for you. If you were going to move out of there, you need to tell me that stuff.
Why is it important for me to tell you when I'm moving, when you and I have little relation to one another? It's not even like you're close to my parents either.
Well, I'm planning on getting married to you soon, so you know better than to leave me in the dark like this.
Huh?
It looks like a lonely loser like you is finally going to have your chance at getting a wife, right? And not only is this chance rare for you, but it's even more rare considering I'm like the diamond of women, and I'm willing to marry you now. So make sure to treat me right, okay?
No, please tell me you're not being serious right now.
Hey, about your current address.
I'm already married to another woman right now.
Huh?
I've been married to one of my best friends for a while now, and we've already had 3 kids together.
You're kidding. That's a freaking lie, right? If you're already married, then what's going to happen to me? I thought that even after divorcing someone like my ex, I'd still have you to fall back on.
Wait. Why did you think that would be the case? There was never a moment between us where you thought you could become my wife, right?
There was, though. Back in middle school, you had a crush on me.
I absolutely did not, but...
Huh? When you and I were in the same classes in 8th grade, you were always looking over at me like you wanted me in every way.
That was me looking at the girl sitting next to you, who's now currently my wife.
What?
So that's probably why you thought I was looking at you like that back then. And back then you knew about me dating her, right?
Wait, you're joking, right? No way. You're telling me that you are into that nerdy little freak of a girl?
Well, rather than calling her a nerdy freak, you can call her something like a nerdy and quirky girl.
Huh? You're telling me that a freak like her made you fall in love with her more than a goddess like me? You divorce her this instant and come and marry me.
Screw you.
Marry me right now. Where the hell are you living right now? Greg, marry me. Tell me where you live.
Shut up already.
What?
I'm blocking you now.
Wait a goddamn second.
Bye-bye.
You're supposed to marry me.
Right before blocking things with Jan, she made it seem as though I'd really want to marry her. However, what I learned later is that the previous marriage she had with her CEO husband was actually made possible by her stealing him from her younger sister years ago, and that led to her whole family cutting ties to her. And so, because of that, after leaving her CEO husband, she would have nowhere left to go home to. And that's why she was so hell-bent on marrying me. And only a few days after I blocked her, she started to cause a disturbance at the front desk of my office, saying she needed to talk to me and would start tearing her way into my office if they didn't let her in. But before she could do anything to get to me or harm any of my employees, my security was on her like dogs, and they took her away in one of their cars to the nearest police station to have her turned in for trespassing. And ever since she was taken into custody by the police, things have been calm and peaceful for me. However, a couple days after that, I heard more news about her and her ex-husband, and it became clear to me that she never left her husband due to his company going bankrupt. Rather, he had divorced her because she'd been cheating on him with another man from our class reunion. So as of right now, Jan is working her butt off at multiple different jobs trying to make money to pay for her own apartment as well as money to pay off the settlement her ex asked for.
Ted, are you there? You and I have got some serious talking to do, young man. How long are you going to be drawing those silly little sketches of yours, huh? Why can't you be more like your perfect sister Sonia, huh? She's so good at everything, and has already done so much with her life.
Hi there, Mom. I agree with you that Sonia is pretty incredible, and I'm really proud to have her as a sister. But I really don't see why you always need to be comparing my life to hers.
Oh, please. What would some snot-nosed little teenager like you know about life, huh? You don't know the first thing about hard work, and all you want to do is play all day and never have to worry about the serious matters in life. This is why you're never ever going to be on the same level as your sister. Do you get it?
Well, I just think that you should know that the only person who tells me that I'll never be good enough all the time are you and Sonia, actually.
That's because we're the ones who know you best and see the total lack of promise that you show for anything. All you do is sit around the house all day, watch TV, and draw your stupid drawings. Not only that, but now you've got some new stupid gadget to keep drawing when you should be focused on more important things.
Oh, you mean my tablet? Well, yeah, I think that basically every modern digital artist has one of these now. So anyways, if you see it, just know that it's not a sketchbook or anything. It's actually a pretty expensive piece of hardware.
You think I care all about what that is? The moment I see that machine again, I'm going to rip it out of your hands and throw it in the trash.
I wouldn't do that, Mom. This actually doesn't belong to me at all. It belongs to your brother.
You mean it belongs to your Uncle Mark? Why do you have it?
Well, I guess this is kind of an older model, but he knows how much I like to draw and said that I could hold on to it. Although, given that Uncle Mark is a really famous artist, I seriously doubt that what he uses now are the cheap tablets. This one seems like it's still in really good condition, though, even though it's an older model. So, if you threw it away, I think that you'll probably just end up getting your brother mad at you. He might even make you pay to replace it if you do anything to damage it.
And just why in the world is your uncle lending you something so expensive then, huh?
Well, because like I said, he knows that I want to be an artist too. So I think that he wanted to let me learn what it's like to draw on this thing. And I don't think it would be very polite of me to return it to him since he brought it all the way here for me the last time that he visited.
Well, just what do you think you're going to do if you break it while you use it, huh?
Well, Uncle Mark told me that he doesn't care if I'm the one who breaks it as long as I'm very, very careful with it.
Ugh, I just can't even with you. You seriously drive me crazy. Do you know that?
Hey, Uncle Mark, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that I did just as you said, and it actually worked. I told my mom that this tablet was basically brand new and really expensive, and that you would be mad if anything happened to it, and she agreed not to touch it. Oh, really? You mean she gave it up that easily? Well, if that's all it took, we should have thought of that a long time ago. But I still do really think this is a nice tablet. Are you sure that you want me to have it? Of course you can have it. I wouldn't have given it to you if I didn't want you to have it, Ted. I mean, it is true that it's a slightly older model, and I already have a newer one for me to work on anyway, so I have no problem with you holding on to that one anyway. Just don't break it. Thank you so much, Uncle Mark. Well, What's the matter? Aren't you happy with your new tablet and that your mom isn't gonna touch it? Why are you doing this for me? I don't understand it. I know that you know I really want to be an artist like you when I grow up, and that's why I practice so much. But I also know that I'm nowhere near as brilliant as my sister or anything like that. I guess I don't think I'm worthy of you giving me things like this, or encouraging me the way you do. I'm just not worth it. Are all those things that your mom has said to you, Ted? Yeah, whenever I do anything or show her one of my drawings, she always compares it to something that Sonia has done. I can never stand on my own. I always have to live in the shadow of my own sister. I really wonder about what her deal could be. I mean, that is no way for a parent to be talking about her kid at all. I've tried going up to her as her brother, as your uncle, and telling her to ease up with the way she treats you, but she just never ever listens to me. But why not? Why does she treat me like this? Can't she see that I'm trying my best? Ted, do you think your mother acting like this has gotten worse ever since your parents got their divorce? I just wonder if she's clinging on to how smart and brilliant Sonia is because she can see her in your dad. And that's why she's favoring your sister. So then, you think that Sonia's super smart too? Well, I do think she's very smart, but I don't think that's the only thing of value that someone can bring to the table. You mean that being smart isn't the most important thing that someone can be? I mean, I'm no philosopher or anything, so I don't know how to make this sound pretty, but I think that we all have something inside of ourselves that's different that we can contribute. You think that it's okay for everyone to be a little different? But Mom is always telling me to be more like Sonia. I know, but that's your mom's problem. But what I'm trying to say is that you need to realize that you have value inside yourself. You shouldn't derive your self-worth from what other people have to say about you, because you'll never be able to be yourself if you do. But the one thing that you can never do, Ted, is to believe that you are worthless, okay? I have to believe that I'm not worthless? That's right, you do have worth, and as you grow up, paths are gonna open up for you, and you're gonna be able to show the world what you've been keeping inside of you. You really think that one day someone's gonna like my drawings, Uncle Mark? I know that one day people are gonna hold up your art and say that that is the work of a brilliant artist. But just remember that what I've said here doesn't just apply to you. You have to remember that everyone has something that they're passionate about. We just so happen to be lucky because we both love drawing, so just know that you can always come to me for any advice or supplies or anything else that you might need. I want you to know that you have people rooting for you, and that even if you don't believe it, I know that you have value. Uncle Mark, thank you so much. I promise that I won't let you down. I'll never give up on my drawings. Don't worry about letting me down, kiddo. Worry more about letting yourself down.
Well, it's official. Your sister is going to be studying abroad in Italy, and I'm going to go with her.
Wait, what? So Sonia got into a college in Italy? Is she still not going to be starting in school until around September?
That's what the schedule says. Can you believe that this is all really happening? It's so exciting!
And you're really going to be going with her? Are you just going to help her move and settle into her new school or something?
No. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to stay there so that I can be there for your sister whenever she needs any support from me. Basically, her and I are going to go start our new lives in Italy. Isn't that great?
Wait, so you're gonna go and live there permanently? What am I supposed to do? I mean, if you and Sonia are on the other side of the world, what am I gonna do?
I don't know, but we're certainly not going to take you with us, that's for sure.
You're really not gonna take me? You're just gonna leave me here?
Oh please, you're already 16, Ted. We can't just babysit you forever.
I can't believe that you're gonna go and abandon your own son to go and live in another country. How could you?
Oh please, I'm not abandoning you. I've been saving up money so that I can give it to you as a goodbye present. It should be enough to tide you over until you're 18.
And you think that makes what you're doing okay? I haven't even finished high school, Mom. You can't just leave me here. Isn't that, like, illegal or something? There has to be some kind of process. You can't just abandon me like this, okay? I'm still a kid. You can't just make me live on my own.
No, nothing like that. I told your dad about what Sonia and I were doing and told him that you would be going to live with him now.
You just decided that for me too then, didn't you? You think that I want to go and live with him and his new wife and family?
I think that he lives just a town away, and it really is the simplest solution for all of this.
But you know that I can't just show up on his doorstep and demand he take me in, right? I mean, him and his wife have kids. I can't just barge in on them like that.
Well, it sounds to be like you don't really have a choice in the matter if you want a home. After all, Your brilliant, amazing sister and I are going to go live in Europe now, and you aren't in any position to tell us otherwise.
So you're telling me that I really don't matter to you at all then? The only person who you think has any value in this family is you and Sonia?
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
I see. I guess I finally understand how things really are here then.
What are you going on about now, you little weirdo?
Nothing that concerns you, Mom. I was just talking to myself, really. But if you really think that I'm not worth even being a parent to, then I understand that just fine. Have a nice time in Italy, and I hope you choke on a meatball. Uncle Mark, please, are you there? I need you to get back to me right now. This is really serious. I have something I have to tell you, and well, it's kind of selfish, I think. Wait, what? You have something selfish to tell me? Well, that seems kind of unlike you, Ted. But anyway, what is it? What do you want to tell me? I'm thinking of dropping out of high school, and I would really like it if you came here to live with me. Wait, what? You're thinking of dropping out of high school? Ted, are you serious? Yeah, my mom and sister are gonna move to Italy for Sonia's college, and they're gonna leave me here. I'd heard that they were gonna move out, but I guess I'd assumed that they would bring you too. Well, they're just leaving me here to fend for myself, basically. But anyway, I would really like it if I can go and live with you. You mean that you really would want to come here and live with me? I really would. I mean, I know that I should be sad, but more than anything, I just feel so free about this. I'm already 16, so I can get a job and stuff like that. And if things get really bad, then I can always go to my dad for help. But your dad and mom have been divorced for almost 10 years now. Don't you barely talk to your dad anyways? Besides, I heard that he'd never even paid your mom a cent of child support. And isn't he living with his new family and kids now anyway? That's all true, so I guess if I think about it, it would be difficult for me to approach him like this. Well, then I guess both you and I don't really have any other options, do we? I'll take you in, Ted. You can come and live with me. Really? You mean it? I really never thought my sister was capable of doing something like this. Leaving one of her children to go and run away to another country? It really is just horrible. But I'm not gonna let you fall through the cracks because of this. Uncle Mark, thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of paperwork that you and I are gonna have to do, but if you come and live with me, then you have to promise that you're gonna finish high school and get your diploma, okay? So, start packing your bags and I'll talk to my wife about what's going on and try to convince her. I'm sure that she'll say yes, though. I can't believe this is really happening. Is it bad to say that I've dreamt about going to live with you and leaving my mom and sister before? Well, I can't really blame you for all that if I'm being honest. I know that I should be more sad or mad or upset, but I'm actually just so happy right now. Isn't that weird? I don't know if I've ever felt like this before. Well, hold on to that feeling and keep your spirits up, okay, Ted? Pack your bags and text me when you're done so I can go and pick you up.
Are you there? It's your mom. I think it's been something like 3 years since you and I last spoke, so please get back to me. I heard from a friend that you graduated high school and you've already found a job as an artist. Is that true? I heard that you're making quite a bit of money from that too. Well, anyways, the truth is that I'm coming to move back to the US and I would really like it if you and I could live together. It would just be like the old times, so please start moving back into our old house and get things ready for me. Okay? Ted, are you there? What are you doing? Where are you? I thought I told you that I wanted our old house ready for me to move back into. Why are there all these strangers living here? Huh? Just where are you right now? Answer me.
Well, it's been quite some time since I heard from you.
And just what kind of way is that to talk to your mother, huh? Who do you think you are?
My mother? Sorry, but my mom and dad are at home. You're nothing to me.
Nothing to you? How can you say that? I'm your mother and you will treat me with respect. Now tell me where you're living right now.
I've already told you I'm living with my mom and dad.
I see. So basically, you're living with my brother and his wife. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I guess that's another way to put it, yeah.
Well, then this makes things that much more simple. I'm going to be moving in with you in his house then. Then I'm going to go to the courts, make them give you back to me, and then you and I are going to live together while you pay for everything with your job.
I'm afraid that isn't going to be happening. I'm 18 and you have no say over my life anymore.
But how can you be so young and already make so much money? It doesn't make sense.
Well, I've actually been making money off my art since I was still in high school. My new dad and I started uploading videos about how to draw and different techniques, and we became a big hit. And since then, people have been reaching out wanting more videos or even to buy our art.
But, I mean, I've heard that you've been featured in galleries and expos. You're always going around to all these different events and meeting all these amazing people. I decided to come back because it sounded to me like you were finally in a good spot to take care of me.
Actually, I'm not doing any of those things at all. I'm just helping my dad with them.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that your Uncle Mark is the one being invited to all these galleries and expos? Even the signings and fancy galas too?
That's right. My dad is quite the famous artist now, didn't you know that?
I had no idea at all. When did all this happen?
Well, he's already published 3 art books, and he even has his own gallery now. He's even been featured in a new novel as the illustrator. He really is blowing up.
I had no idea about any of that.
Yes, I can tell that you had no idea since you thought I was the only one doing all this. Although, maybe you're just confused because my dad and I started working together on YouTube. But now I'm handling all of that.
How did it all come to this? Hey, what the heck is going on? Where are you? Where is your uncle? How are all these strangers in his house, and what is going on here?
What do you want this time?
I want to know where you all are. You told me you were living with my brother, and now I'm at his house, and none of you are here.
Wait a second, are you at his old house?
Old house? What do you mean? I'm at the house that he's always lived at. What I want to know is where you all are.
Oh, well, we all moved from there a while ago now, actually.
Wait, you all moved? Are you serious? Did you really do that?
Yeah, I think it was not long ago after I graduated high school, actually.
Well, tell me where you're all living right now.
Yeah, that is not going to be happening. Why don't you just go back to Italy and live with my perfect sister, huh?
I can't stand that girl anymore. Ever since she started school, her grades have been slipping, and she even got knocked up by some guy and had a kid. She just doesn't know how to be responsible anymore, and that's why I came back here to live with you.
I see, so that's the real reason why you came running back to me. Well, unfortunately for you, I don't feel like telling you at all where we live. You ran away and abandoned me, and I have no reason to help you. You're on your own. Hey, Clara, you need to leave my son alone. Do you understand me?
Mark? Is that really you? Just who do you mean when you say your son? You don't have any kids at all, and we both know it. Are you talking about Ted? Because you know damn well that he is my son, and you can't keep him.
Actually, Ted is an adult now, and he can make that decision for himself. It's not your place, mother or not, to order him around anymore.
And just what is this supposed to mean? How dare you talk to his real mother like that? You don't get to tell me what I can't do and can do with my own child.
Well, your own child said he's gonna block you on everything so that you can never talk to him again. How does that make you feel?
He's going to block me? Are you kidding me? He can't do this. I'm his mother. He needs to learn some respect.
Actually, we were just waiting for the day when you might come back. He had already deleted your contact information when you left, but he realized it meant that he wasn't able to block you. So now that you've reached out to him, he was finally able to put the last nail in the coffin and keep you away from him.
How could you do this to me? You turned my own son against me. You're terrible. Do you realize that?
No, Clara, you have done that to yourself. Ted is my son, and there's nothing you can say that's gonna change the truth in our hearts.
Your hearts? What kind of artsy-fartsy hippie crap is that? He is my son, and that is final.
Well, if he is your son, then you've been doing a terrible job of being a mother, considering the fact that he doesn't even want to talk to you anymore.
But I thought if I pushed to be like his sister that he could be something great.
That's just it, Clara. He was already someone great and you just couldn't see it. Maybe it was because you were so taken with your daughter. But you couldn't see the potential inside your son, and that's why he isn't yours anymore. I mean, the one thing a mother should do is try and bring out the best in their child, and let them explore their interests in a productive way. But instead, you were always putting him down, making fun of his drawings, and making him feel like his own life didn't have any worth at all.
It doesn't matter what you say. I'm still his mother. Nothing is ever going to change that.
Just give it up already, Clara. Don't you think you've already done enough to the poor boy? Why are you treating him like he's an object?
I'm not doing that. How dare you tell me how to treat my own son? Just who do you think you are, huh?
Did you know that your own daughter reached out to me not long ago after you arrived back here?
She did? What did she say? Why would she reach out to you?
Well, she told me about how when she wanted to go to Italy, it was to get as far away from you as possible. But you insisted on going with her anyway.
What are you talking about? I went there to go and support her. She's my brilliant daughter and I would do anything for her.
Well, she explained to me how she cracked under the constant pressure that you were putting on her, and that's why she dropped out of her school. She told me about how she's married and has a kid now, and that she's very happy with her life, and regrets the way she treated her brother when she was younger.
How dare she stab me in the back like that? Doesn't she understand how much I sacrificed to go and be there with her? So what? You're telling me that I'm just alone, that everyone thinks I'm the bad guy just because I was trying to do what's best for my children? How is that fair?
She even told me to tell Tad that she's so sorry for everything, and that if he can ever forgive her, that he's welcome to go and see her. If you still think that's what's going on here, then I think this conversation is over. Have a nice life and just leave us out of it, okay? Before moving to Italy, my mom actually worked from home with an online job. She figured that she would be able to move because she could work as long as she had a computer. But apparently the time difference was too much for her company, and after she moved, she quickly lost her job. She thought that she could get it back when she moved back here, but her company wasn't hiring. Realizing that she had no one willing to help her, she spent her savings to put money down on a small apartment, and she's back to working in person. I ended up blocking her on everything, and I have no idea what she's up to now. As for my new family and I, we're living in a nice cottage with a scenic view that provides plenty of inspiration for the art my dad and I make.
Kai? Hey, are you still going out with that Kayla girl? Well, if you are, can you quit doing that to me and just open your eyes for once? All that girl is doing to you is brainwashing you into loving her instead of me. But I know that that isn't you who wants to be with her, so you need to get a grip. Hurry up and just open your eyes already. And once you've seen that I'm the one for you and not her, come and marry me, please. You and I have been friends with each other the longest, and so we have ties to one another that even she can't beat.
Well, listen, Maggie.
What?
I know that you were never made aware of this, but I'm already married to Kayla.
Huh? Since when did the two of you get married?
About 1 month ago, I think. When we had finished our wedding, we handed in our marriage papers and became legally married.
You guys had a wedding?
We haven't gotten around to getting a place of our own just yet to live in, but that doesn't mean we aren't a married couple now.
Well, I never heard anything about you guys getting married.
We didn't really want to throw a massive wedding for everyone to be at that would take forever to set up and a lot of our money. So we both agreed on having a smaller wedding that would just be for our family and the wedding itself held at a local church.
Only for your guys' family. You see me as your family as well, right? I mean, you and I grew up in the same neighborhood with one another ever since we were in preschool, and had gone to the same schools ever since then.
When I say my family, I mean my family that I'm related to by blood, which really only means my brothers and sisters, as well as my parents and grandparents.
Then what about me?
All you are is an old-time friend from back when we played together in the same neighborhood. Yeah, we went to the same schools and all that, but you and I never actually hung out much as we got older, and we never really talked after graduating high school.
I know that, but then how about we find a way to get me to become a part of your family? I'll go out and start filling out marriage papers for us, and then you and I can get married.
What the heck? I told you already that I'm married to Kayla. Handing in those papers will only be a waste of time for you.
But you and I should get married to each other, right? I'll even let the city know so that they'll cancel your marriage to Kayla and make me your wife.
Why do you think the two of us should be getting married to one another? Do you understand? I already have a wife of my own, and her name is Kayla. And anyone besides Kayla is not gonna end up becoming my wife, because I have no desire for that. Now stop it with all this crap, please.
But that's...
Stop it.
Kai, are you alright?
Kayla? Why are you asking me if I'm alright? Huh?
I'm talking about what happened with Maggie. She finally learned about how you and I got married without her knowing anything, but now she's started to say a bunch of strange things again, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. And I'm sure that when she finds out about the place we'll be living in starting next month, she's gonna be furious.
Was she able to find out what we're planning to do for our honeymoon trip soon?
Right. Well, Mom and Dad have been doing their best to keep all that information a secret from everyone else, so I don't think it'll be easy for her to find anything out about that, but we can't be too sure.
Well, we only have one more month before we head out on a romantic trip with one another.
Well, we'll have to see what happens soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping that things don't get too out of hand with her, though. After seeing the messages she's already sent you before, I feel that I'm going to have to say something if things continue to get worse. But also, something like this trip, even if she hasn't found out all about it yet, can't and won't stay hidden for long.
Right.
And another thing, about her saying that she plans to hand in your guys' marriage papers, you can send a message to the city office right now saying that you will have nothing to do with her if she sends those papers in. But if it's already too late and they've gotten the marriage papers from Maggie already, they aren't going to accept them. You're already married to me legally, and so they can't process whatever she hands them when they see you're already married. And in the 1 in a million chance things do go through, you'll be able to divorce her easily, considering we have all the legal documents showing we married first.
That's true. Thank you, Kayla.
Good morning, Kai. Today is the start of our honeymoon trip, so I just wanted to make sure you're awake.
Good morning, Kayla. I'm wide awake right now, and I'm just about to start leaving my place.
I'm on the same route as you right now as well. And I don't really want to have to ask this, but how have things been with Maggie? Do you feel as though she's going to try coming along, or like she's found anything about our trip out at all?
At this time, I'm feeling as though everything is going all right on our end, but that could just be me, and she could already be coming after us.
Is that so?
Well, we shouldn't have to worry too much about her. You and I have a plane to catch, and we shouldn't waste time trying to get her off our backs only to be late and miss the plane.
Good point. So let's just start by making it to the airport.
All right, I'll be waiting for you at the bottom of the stairs at Reynolds Station so that we can get on the last subway before the airport together.
Okay, I'll be looking for you. Kai, I'm assuming that you're about to be getting off that plane, right?
Maggie, what plane are you talking about right now?
I was planning on making this all one huge surprise for you, so I never told you anything about me being here. But to tell you the truth, I'm here to celebrate your honeymoon with you. And as for the hotel that you and Kayla will be staying at during your trip, I know about it as well. I made sure to look everything up in secret so that this could be a surprise for you. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a room at the same hotel, but I'm at another hotel close by, so don't worry.
How were you even able to find out what hotel we planned to stay at? There shouldn't have been anyone who knew about our plans that were willing to spill the news to you.
Well, actually, I don't think I've ever told you anything about this yet, but I'm actually really good friends with one of your coworkers.
Who?
There's a new girl there that just entered a little while back as a part-timer, right?
That girl, huh?
Well, she was kind enough to tell me the dates that you took off to go on your honeymoon. And after using those dates to look further into what kind of hotel you could be staying at, I found the right one. And that's the reason why I've been waiting for you in the exact same place you plan to have your honeymoon. So romantic of me, right?
How is any of this romantic to you?
Well, it would be the best if you didn't bring that hag Kayla along with you.
I'm not messing around right now, Maggie. Do you actually think that Kayla and I will let you off easy if you're gonna get in the way of our very important vacation together?
And that's the thing, Kai, you're wrong. This is the important vacation of both you and me.
I am married to Kayla.
You happen to be married to her legally, so I'll give you that one. But that doesn't bother me. Just as long as you and I are married by soul and body. This honeymoon that you set up for the two of us is going to be the start of yours and my marriage. And you don't have to worry about a thing regarding Kayla because I know deep down that you want to love me, and I won't let her stop us from having our love. You and I can enjoy the beaches of Hawaii as we make love to each other on every single one of them.
What?
I'll be waiting for you in the lobby of the Yotube hotel you both plan to stay at. You can tell Kayla that you're going out for a bit and then come on out to be with me. Kai, how have things been going? Is Maggie really down there in the lobby right now?
Well, she's actually not down there right now, and I'm sure about that because with her, had she seen me down there, she would have jumped out of the shadows to be with me. So you don't have to worry about her now, but I'm sure that she is in Hawaii right now.
You think it'll be okay for me to come down there to see you now?
Yeah, I think you'll be just fine.
Then I'll start heading down there right now.
All right.
Kai, you never came to see me yesterday, and I was so lonely because of that. I'm sure that Kayla got in the way of you coming to see me and everything, but I'm sure today you can find a time to come see me, right? I made sure to get to the hotel really early in the morning for you, so when you wake up, come on down to the lobby and see me. And that way the two of us can be with one another and not have anyone get in our way. And when you do come to see me, I'll bring you back to my hotel room where we can make love to one another from morning to night without ever having to stop. Ah, that's right. This is supposed to be our honeymoon after all, so I made sure to get us a suite room. I made sure to get this room for us before it was taken by anyone else without even looking at the cost of it, so make sure that later on you pay me back for it, okay? Kai, I started to get pretty hungry, so I'm in the restaurant right now next to the lobby grabbing a quick bite to eat, but I'll make sure to be back in the lobby waiting for you when I'm finished. I don't want you missing me when you come down, so make sure to wait a little bit if you're already on your way down. Kai? Hey, Kai! Can you come down here right now? There's an emergency! I'm in a pinch.
What is going on with you?
You finally replied to me. I'm guessing that you finally freed yourself from that hag Kayla and are able to talk to me again? Thank goodness.
Really? So that's what you were trying to do by saying that? You told me that it was an emergency, so I had to respond with something to make sure you were at least alive still?
Wait! I'm not kidding when I say I'm in a pinch. I'm sorry to have to ask you this early in the morning, but do you think you can come down here and pay for my breakfast?
Huh?
You do know where that really expensive restaurant is right next to the lobby of the Yotube Hotel, right?
Are you not carrying any money on you?
I did bring some money with me, but... well, I just thought that I'd be able to meet you right away after getting to Hawaii, so I didn't bring a whole lot. And as for my credit card, I already spent as much as I could on it.
So, you really have been going at it, paying for everything.
Well, this is our honeymoon after all, and I want it to be perfect. I wanted to make sure that we'd have amazing memories of it, so I went all out. Really, really, really. Hawaii is the best. And so because I've already spent everything I have, I'd like you to come down here and pay for my breakfast.
Why should I have to pay for you?
You are a longtime friend of mine, so it's only fair that you pay for me. Oh, my mistake. I'm your wife now, so that means you'll pay for anything that makes me happy.
I'm not sure how many more times I'll have to say this to you, but my wife is Kayla, not you. And right now I'm just getting back home to my place.
Huh? Your place?
I'm already back in Chicago now. That's what I'm saying.
Huh? You're back in Chicago now? You already flew back there without me?
That's exactly right.
But wait, you still have a few more days off after today that you won't be going back to work for, right?
Well, the trip that my wife and I took to Hawaii started a bit sooner than you were aware. And the reason we still have some days off left is because now that we're back here, Kayla and I need to begin moving into our new house together.
New house?
We saw that it'd be the perfect timing for us to move into our new house after the honeymoon, and so that's the plan we ended up making.
That's the honeymoon in Hawaii that we'd both been waiting for.
Both? Let me tell you something, Maggie. The honeymoon that Kayla and I took wasn't even to Hawaii, but Bali.
Bali? You guys didn't go to Hawaii? But look, the hotel you guys stayed at was the Yotube Hotel here in Hawaii, right?
And that group of hotels has a hotel in Bali as well.
Huh? That's so messed up, though. Because the friend of mine that started working in the same company as you told me that your honeymoon would be in Hawaii.
And that's because I told everyone at my work that we'd be going to Hawaii, so they didn't know the real location of where we planned to go.
Huh?
And as for that friend, it's looking like she'll quit her part-time job here soon, so I'm gonna say something about her. She told me plenty of times already when we worked together that you kept asking about me and wanted to know why that was. So I told her the truth about you, but also said that you could tell her where we planned to go for our honeymoon, because we lied to everyone there already. And that's why she told you Hawaii instead of Bali. But when she told you Hawaii, you continued to heckle her about where we'd be staying and all of that. And so I told her to just tell you the name of our hotel as well, but then stop talking to you after that.
Huh? So the timing for your guys' honeymoon and where you were going was all wrong?
That's right.
What the heck? You have to be kidding me, right? Wait, what about the bill for this restaurant? What should I do? Crap, this is all going to get really nasty.
You don't have to tell me that. I'm going to be very clear with you that no matter what you try and get me to do, I have no desire to help you out.
What? Kai?
Do something on your own.
But I can't.
Well, you trying to get me to help you also won't work. Bye now.
Kai!
And with all that, you can see that my honeymoon with Kayla was a success, and we were able to enjoy our time in Guam before coming back home without ever having to deal with Maggie. And as for Maggie, it's insane to think that she ran out of money in Hawaii and she tried her best to get someone to give her money. But after sitting at that restaurant for so long, waiting and waiting for someone to help her, the restaurant staff began to suspect that something was up. And so when the staff confronted her on the bill, she told them everything, and she was forced to call her parents in a last-ditch effort. They picked up the phone and apologized for what their daughter had done before telling the restaurant they'd pay for her. And after having her meal paid for and being kicked out of the restaurant and hotel, she was on her way back home to Chicago. But this would not be the end for her. A week after getting back into Chicago from Hawaii, she married a man in his 50s out of desperation, who then told her that his parents needed someone around them to help care for them in their old age. And so, Maggie was forced to move in with his mom and dad, where she now works day after day caring for them, while also being picked on by the both of them for her lack of skills when it comes to being a good wife.
Hey, May. It's been over a whole month now since you and I got back from our honeymoon trip. How much longer are you planning to stay locked in that room and continue to ignore me and any attempts I make at contacting you? At this point, you're just wasting our time as newlyweds. I can see that you're reading all of my messages, May. Well, listen, May. You know that my job is filled with me having to go on business trips and whatnot, and starting today, I'm going to have to head overseas for 2 months. I really do feel bad that ever since you and I got married, our time that we can spend together has become pretty scarce. But you and I did talk about that before marriage, and you even said that you'd be fine with a life like that for a little while, right? But from what I've seen so far, anytime that I'm gone, you come out of the room to live a normal life by yourself. And when I'm back home, you lock yourself in there and waste a little time we could be spending together. If you were feeling sick and needed your time alone, I can understand this, but if this has something to do with something deeper, you are more than free to go talk with someone about it. But I seriously don't think hiding in that room every time I'm home is a good thing for us. If you're not going to do something to change that, then I'll have to start thinking of something. When I get back from this next trip, let's you and I talk this all out. Now I'm going to start carrying my bags and out to the car, and I'll be going.
Oh, Landon. just as I told you before, Stan left today on his next business trip, so you can start heading over here.
Hi, May.
I think he's just boarded the plane and will no longer be able to talk with me or come back home. So you don't have to worry about him getting in our way.
So he should be out of the country for around 2 months, right?
Yep. 2 months is how long he'll be gone for. And so, for the next 2 months, there'll be nobody in our way.
You are all mine again, May.
I sure am. And you can do whatever you want with me.
Let's go. I'm going to start heading over to your place right now. I'm going to treat you even better than any of our previous times together. So you better be ready for me.
Yes, Daddy!
Hey, Stan. I think the last time you and I chatted was back at our last high school reunion, right? Landon. I'm glad that back then we had the chance to trade our contact information with one another. What do you want with me right now, Landon? Right now I'm overseas for work, so I don't have a whole lot of time to talk. Ah, and that's what I've been hearing. I heard from May that you won't be back for the next 2 months, correct? Huh? Why are you talking with my wife? That shouldn't matter to you right now. And you already know that for a long time now. I've talked with May on and off. For a long time you have? Wait, you both knew about each other before even I began to have relations with her? We've known each other forever, Stan. Well, ever since she entered high school with us. I see. Now that I'm starting to think about it, she was a grade below you and I. But you did happen to talk with younger girls there quite a lot. That's exactly right. And just so you're aware, May is my ex-girlfriend too. What? And that's why I still talk to her from time to time about her life. Is that so? Well, you don't seem too surprised by any of this, Stan. I'm a bit surprised by what I'm all hearing, but I'm well aware that she's dated other men before me and that sometimes those men will come back and talk with her. But those past relationships are no more, and she's only in love with me. Past relationships. In the past. Why do you keep saying it like that, Landon? Well, I'm just trying to figure out if you really understand the meaning of past or not, because from my understanding, that is regarding things that are no longer current. Huh? I have little idea what you're talking about, but when I talk about you guys' past relationship, I mean before her and I married each other. You see, well then let me take this chance to tell you something pretty amazing, and it's about May and I. When you and her were on your honeymoon after your wedding, she had a little time alone to go out by herself, and we ran into each other again by coincidence. We started to talk to one another for a little while about our past, and when it started to get late, she came back with me to my hotel room, and that's when things became current again. Huh? Oh, and by the way, Stan, I'm in your house right now, even while you're away, and this whole time I've been doing your wife, and you could do nothing about it. You're on the other side of the world at this moment, so you won't even be able to come stop me for the next couple days, even if you tried your hardest to. Well, that's right, Landon. The work that I have to do overhead is something that only someone of my status can do. So I can't just get up and leave to head back home. You poor thing, Stan. Now I'm going to get back to making out with May on your couch, and then we'll move things right back into your bed where things can really heat up. Wait, maybe this time I'll try doing her on the kitchen counter instead. See ya. May, it should be morning over there right now, right? I'm sure that you've already heard about this from Landon, but he's told me about how you and him used to have a relationship with each other, with one another a while before we got married, right? But what's even crazier is he's told me that while we were on our honeymoon, you ran into and reignited the fire your relationship once had, and have been doing romantic things with him on the bed and all over the house, right? At first, I didn't know if this was just him trying to mess with me and get me all worked up over nothing or not. But when I received a lot of photos of the two of you together all around town and at our house, it was confirmed that you were with him right now while I'm not there. I'm sure that you might freak out a little about this news from me, but don't worry because I won't be coming back home until I'm finished with all my work over here. But while I'm not there, where I can do something about you, please take some time to think about all the damages you're causing right now.
Daddy, have you finished getting whatever you needed from the gas station?
I have, and I'll be back home for you in a little bit here, darling.
Well, hey, Daddy, listen right now. Right now, I've been getting some texts from Stan.
Really? What did that loser have to say to you?
He told me that he's planning to stay overseas until he finishes all his work before he attempts to come back here. And then he told me to think about all the damages I'm causing by doing this with you. But, like, who cares what he says, right?
What's up with him? I'm sure he's trying to make himself sound cool or something, but I'm sure he's spinning in circles trying to figure out what to do right now about us. He's better off just running from the truth at this point.
Right? What a loser Stan is. And when you compare a loser like him to a hunk of a man like you, Daddy?
Hell yeah. I'll be home really soon here, darling. And I can get back to rearranging your insides for you.
I'll be getting myself cleaned up for you, okay?
That's what I've been wanting to tell you. So I'll let you know all of this right now before I get back to my work. Ever since I've started working a full-time job and have gotten out in the world a bit more as an adult, I've heard a few things about Landon, and the things I've been hearing about him haven't been very good things. So if you plan on continuing things with that guy, you better start looking into him a bit more and learning about what he's all about before he becomes too invested in you. And of course, before you become too invested in him. Well, I'm not even sure if you'll be willing to listen to the warning I'm giving you now, but at this point, I'm sure you don't care about me anymore anyway, right? May, I am back in the States now. I was able to touch down just this morning at the airport, and have been around here ever since, actually. Right. I probably shouldn't be caring about something like this anymore, but I've been adding up the time you've been completely ignoring me and never responding to my texts. And as of today, it has been a while, 3 months. And it's not like you've been ignoring me only when I'm out of the house or at work, but all the time. Even when I want to go to bed, you never come into our room to sleep with me or anything like what normal couples do after getting married. And so because you neither want to talk with me or even be around, there's really no point in us being married any longer. And another thing, as for what Landon was saying about him being with you while I was gone, I know the truth. And have all those photos of you two together as evidence. So I think that I'm fine with the both of us getting a divorce now.
You're going to finally divorce me?
I never actually thought that you'd ever respond to my texts again. I'm shocked, May.
So you really are going to get a divorce from me now, right?
I'm going to make sure to get a settlement from you as well, May.
Having to pay you a small settlement to leave me won't be a problem at all. When I have a rich man like Landon around me, there's nothing that he can't afford that'll make the two of us happy. And my parents will also be willing to pay that off for me. To see that I'm happy with Landon, the man I really love.
I never knew that Landon finally came across a lot of money recently. How did that end up happening for him? Did he win the lottery or something and make off with millions?
Oh, come on now, Stan. Just by looking at a man like him with all that style and the talk he talks, he's gotta have a ton of money. Yeah, I'm probably going to be looked down on for doing this so suddenly. But after you leave me, him and I are going to be getting married. And I'll know for sure that this time I'll actually love my husband.
I've made sure to leave the divorce papers inside the mailbox for you.
Really? I'll get them signed and then take them to the city office right away. Oh, I've signed all those papers, and they're now in the hands of the lady at the front desk. I'm gonna have to wait a little bit to have this marriage with Landon, but after a few months, I'll make sure that he's mine forever. I can't wait.
Good luck marrying that man and all of the debt he's drowning in.
Huh? What debt?
Landon, I'm sure that you've already heard about me from May, but I'm back here in the US. Ah, that's right. I don't really mind that you're back here closer to us all now. But this house now belongs to May and I, and this is where I've been laying pipe with her for months now. I'm having a moving company and some of my friends come over there later to get all of my things together and out of there. But in the meantime, you should change the name on that place to yours since you're still going to have to pay the rent on that place from now on. Oh, sure thing. So, what the hell are you going to do now that you've lost both your wife and your house to me? Well, I'll start by heading back to my parents' house for a little bit. But Landon, I've heard from May that you're going to be marrying her, right? That's exactly right. She just got back a little bit ago from the city office where she handed them you guys' divorce papers and is waiting to learn that they've all been processed. Well, just so you're aware of this, I'm going to make sure to get a settlement from you guys. Yeah, whatever you say, man. Whatever you ask us for won't be a problem at all. It will be paid to you in like no time. You know, all May has to do is go ask her parents for some more money, and they'll make sure to pay you in one lump sum payment. What? May's parents will be paying me? From what I've been told by her parents are loaded with cash and have all kinds of assets they make money from. Oh, perhaps you haven't been told this yet then. Told about what? The company had been having a rough time making money for a while, and nobody within the company could make up a plan to get it back on its feet. So in the end, a much larger company came along offering some money to buy out the place from her father, and that's what ended up happening. And as for May's father, who used to be a CEO before the merging of his company, seems to no longer be able to do his job well enough within the company, and actually right now is only working as a base level employee within that larger company making a small salary. Huh? And before long, I'm sure he'll be fired from that place. By the way, as a little side note, that company that ended up buying her father's company and merging with it is the company that I'm currently working for as a highly paid manager. What the hell? Well, considering all you care about is playing around with another woman all the time and running from your many debts, you're going to have a tough time paying off the settlement I asked for. Why do you know about the debt I'm in right now? Well, while I was overseas getting my work done as a manager, I had someone look into you and May a bit more for me. And they were not only able to provide me with a lot of photos of the two of you together, but with a whole background of what you've been going through. You had someone stalk me is what you're saying? Not stalk you, but rather investigate the two of you. Anyway, after finding all this out, I had tried to warn May to look into you a bit more before making her final decision to stay with you. And now you're going to drag her down with you. But none of that matters to me now, as all I really need is the money I'll be asking for. Now, I'll be leaving the rest of this in the hands of my lawyer. And don't you try running away from me or the money I asked for. Yo, May, what the hell is all of this crap I'm learning about with your father's companies being bought out and him no longer being a CEO of Jack? And worse than that, he's at the lowest position possible there now and will most likely be getting fired soon?
Huh? I want to know why the hell you're sinking in all of that debt you have, Landon. I was planning on having you be the one to pay off the settlement I have to pay to Stan. Oh, as well as helping me pay back the money I owe.
And I was hoping to have your parents pay off all my debt, as well as the money I'll be having to pay Stan here soon as well? Why the hell is this all happening to me?
I want to know the exact same thing, Landon. What the hell am I going to do now after getting stuck with a moneyless loser like you?
Stop talking about me like I'm the rotten one that lied about their parents.
Well, at least I never lied about my own money and about how much debt I'm in. Really, what the hell am I going to do about this?
I'm screwed now.
Stan! Hey, can you please start filling out some marriage documents for us again? I think what just happened between us was a huge misconception, and that you and I can start living together again. Let's get back to being husband and wife and give it another shot. Hey, Stan, where are you right now anyway? And actually, I think it's all right for you to come back to the house now and start living with me again. I'll make sure from now on, you're the only man that I let love me. And I'll do the same for you in return, okay? Hey, why are you ignoring me right now, Stan? You're not even leaving me on red right now either! Hey, please stop ignoring me, okay, Stan? I want the two of us to get back together again and start making a family!
Seeing that message from May, telling me to stop ignoring her and to make up with her, really put this whole thing into perspective for me. I wasn't even trying to ignore her at the time. Rather, I was just in the middle of work and didn't have my phone on me to see all her calls or texts. But seeing how frantic she was to get back together with me and want to talk, I knew that she was in trouble. When she finally got the news from my lawyer following all of this about the money I was asking for, she began begging her parents to help her pay, but they didn't have any money themselves to spare. And since she couldn't find any other help, she started down the same path as Landon and became neck deep in debt. As of now, the two of them are working together to fight through their battle against debt, but recently, they've started borrowing money from some seriously bad loan sharks. Because of that, they are now trying hard to make whatever money they can in as short a time as possible, even going as far as to prostitute themselves for money, or do other very questionable things. But not even their will to work such terrible jobs was enough to save them, and soon those loan sharks started to come looking for them. And just like that, things caught up with them, and they were both never heard from or seen ever again. Not even their own parents have a clue where they vanished to, and there's little hope that either one of them will be coming back.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.